Okay.
Hi Lavina, I'm Farhana. She's Hui Hui.
Hi.
And she's Shara.
Hello.
And today our group will be presenting to you our math game, which we call it
Escape!
And it is a game about shapes. It is for 4 to 5 players and is suitable for 5 years and above. Well, our math game focuses on counting and geometry, specifically on shapes. And by the end of this game, children will be able to practice turn taking. They will be able to count using one-to-one correspondence and will be able to name and describe the shapes. So now, Hui Hui will tell us how to play the game.
Okay. So, at the start, this is the starting point. Players will move their counters on this long road and will end their journey at the last lily pad here. Before the start of the game, players will choose their own frog counters which are in different colors. So, for now, we have 2 players. And players need to appoint a leader for this game.
Leader.
Alright, I'll be the leader, Farhana.
The leader carries an important role and we will explain this as we play along the game. Once the leader has been appointed and everyone has their own frog counter, they will take turns to throw the dice.
1, 2, 3.
Again,
1.
the player with the highest number starts first and so on and so forth.
Players take turn to throw the dice and move their counters forward based on the number shown on the dice. For example, first player threw the dice and it's a 2. So the player will move his frog counter 2 lily pads forward.
2.
If the lily pad he lands on has, for example, moved 2 spaces forward or backward, he has to obey the instruction and move accordingly.
1, 2.
If the lily pad he lands on has a picture of a treasure box, the player has to close his eyes and pick one card from the treasure box and pass it to the leader to read. If it is the leader's turn, the player before him has to read the card for him or her. The questions in the treasure box consist of geometrical questions. For example, these cards over here. Also, there will be cards that will stop them from moving on, such as these cards over here. If the player gets the wrong answer, the leader has to read out the answer, which is at the back of the card. This has to be covered while the leader reads the question and return the card inside the treasure box. If the player gets the correct answer, the leader has to give him or her a shape, which can be found in the shape box. If the player's frog counter lands on an occupied lily pad, the player has to return to the starting point. And finally, the player with the most number of shapes at the end of the game wins.
Yay!
Now let us show you how a math game is created. Most of the materials are made by cardboard. The board game has a base of 4 cardboard boxes, which we use cloth tape to connect them together before pasting this blue crepe paper to create a water effect. The lily pads are carefully designed and cut out from cardboard as well. It is to create a slight depth so as not to make the board game look so flat. Our cute frog pictures are drawn on cardboards and we insert the pictures in the bottle caps to make it stand on its own. The dice is also made from cardboard, which we folded it accordingly to become a cube. The packaging and the rules of the game are also created using recycled cardboard boxes.
And that's the end of our game. Bye!
Thank you.
4 minutes.